Now let's talk about the other form of complexity. Well, you start out single and unencumbered, don't you? And then most of us go along in life and we pick up responsibilities. And those responsibilities can be business investments, they can be husbands or wives, they can be children, they can be other people's children, right? If you marry someone who already has children, complexity can start to occur if your income gets high and you are now able and needing to save more money in taxable accounts because you've maxed out your 401k contribution. And you realize that every time you sell something in that taxable account, Congress and the IRS lop off, depending on what state you live in, 20 to 40% of your growth in the form of capital gains taxes. And that alone can equal a couple years of advisory fees, if not more, especially if you're earning equity compensation. Most tech companies give a lot of equity compensation now. So you're kind of getting into this mushrooming complexity. Now you need to make decisions about how to prioritize multiple goals, because in your financial life, that's a zero sum game. You've often heard me talk about how wealth and money on the planet is not a zero sum game, but your financial ecosystem, my financial ecosystem, it's a zero sum game. I got the money that I got. And if I don't have enough money to achieve my education goals, my retirement goals, my new car goals, my vacation goals, I have to decide how to prioritize, and I have to do that smartly. And now you have constrained resources because you have kids and a spouse, and maybe you're taking care of parents and you want to create generational wealth. And non-critical things tend to get backburnered. And I'll tell you, financial planning never seems urgent. So at this point, let's talk about paying an advisor to essentially manage your financial life. That has big value. So what my team and I offer, and I can't speak to other financial advisors, every independent financial advisor gets to determine their own service level offering. So you are left to do that portion of the research on your own. Big Wall Street advisors will say that they offer comprehensive financial planning. Most of them have zero education in financial planning. That would be the certified financial planner designation. Sorry to talk down my competition, but I do think it's important for you to understand how to think about these things. And these Wall Street guys, they have big marketing dollars, branding dollars behind them. And, to say I work with Morgan Stanley or Merrill Lynch, it might sound cool, but in my opinion, you're going to get more from an independent advisor, because we don't work for banks, brokerages or financial institutions. Like, we work for you. And that just is incentive structure right there. I will tell you, I hear people say, well, I can do that on my own in terms of managing my own finances. Given the caveat of a simple financial life versus a complex financial life, I often laugh to myself and I think, okay, come work for me for a month. Like, you won't even make it 4 weeks. I promise you. It takes about 7 years of work experience plus a 2-year credential to be qualified at the senior advisor level in my firm. There's a reason for that. That's not just nonsense, right? There's a lot we do. We put thousands of hours into doing what we do. And the value of that isn't necessarily the book knowledge. Like, if you can chat GPT the answer to a question, you don't need to pay for that. I mean, if you don't believe it when it comes up on chat GPT, you might need to pay for someone you actually trust. But the point is, we have wisdom. We've been through market cycles. We've seen various outcomes. We've settled estates. We've helped people pay off tax penalties. We've helped people reduce their tax penalties. We've seen what happens when people try to avoid X, Y, or Z bad outcome, right? We've seen it all. And that wisdom to you is occasionally priceless. Priceless. Like, it won't be on a daily basis. But I really can't think of a client that we have worked for say 5 years or more, for whom we haven't stepped in and made a massive, massive difference in how they were thinking through something or going about something or helping them avoid a mistake or like that. And so again, we're talking about the scenario A versus scenario B-ness of it. Yes, cutting costs is a valid financial strategy. It is, but financial advisors like myself exist for a reason. We have minimum fee, annual fees for a reason, because it costs that much to get the attention of someone who's credible, smart, educated, wise, thinking on your behalf. right? So there is real value in building a relationship and trust with an advisor before you need one.